Welcome to another Life Skills lesson presented by Youngstown UMADAOP. I am Ms. Edwards and I am a prevention specialist. UMADAOP is an acronym. It stands for Youngstown Urban Minority Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Outreach Program. The lesson we'll be discussing today for life skills will be self-image. The book we'll be using is this one. So you guys are going to turn to page 10 and we're going to go ahead and get started with the lesson. So everybody ready? Okay. So today we're going to be talking about self-image and self-discovery. So when you think of self-image, what do you think of?
I think of what you look like, or you look at yourself and how you look.
Right. So that's one of the things that you think of when you think of self-image. The reason we want to talk about self-image because it's very important when you're making decisions. It's important to have a certain amount of self-esteem and knowing who you are and being okay with who you are and confident in your decisions, because there's a lot of times when you get in situations where people will try to sway you to do things, whether it's drink alcohol, smoke, try tobacco, vaping. And if you don't have a good sense of who you are, you're more than likely to go ahead and do these things because you just want to fit in, because you're not comfortable and secure in who you are. So we're going to start on page 11. So this is where we're at. On page 11, it starts with self-image and how it develops. So it starts first with, what do we mean by the term self-image? And in the book, it states, self-image is simply how we see ourselves, the mental picture that we have of ourselves. It's who we say we are, who we think we are. So who we feel that we are is based on a lot of things. It's based on past experiences. It's based on different trials and tribulations that we go throughout life. Those things help us paint a picture of who we see ourselves today and who we would like to be. So also, one thing that we're going to talk about is how our self-image affects our behavior. So when you think of self-image and you think of your behavior, what comes to mind?
What do you mean by that?
I mean, when you think of who you are, how does who you are and what you represent, how does that decide how you're going to behave?
Well,
What do you guys think?
if I think I'm a thug, I'm gonna act like a thug. That's what you mean?
Yes, absolutely. So if the image I have in my head is you can't nobody say nothing to me, I'm the toughest, I'm the roughest, I know everything. That's how you're going to be portrayed. That's how you're going to act out. You're not going to listen. You're going to want to, if somebody says something that you feel is offensive, you're going to automatically want to jump off the handle and argue and be combative, because you've got in your mind that you're this tough guy, that you're this thug, and this is how you have to act. So self-image has a lot to do with our behavior as well. So in the book, one of the things it talks about is one of the reasons that self-image is so important. So your self-image affects how good you feel about yourself as well. If you have a poor self-image of yourself, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to feel like, I can do this, or I'm prepared for this test, or I can go out and try out for this play or make the basketball team, that I'm going to win. If you have a poor self-image, you're not even going to even try these things, because before you even attempt to, you already are downing yourself and saying, no, I'm not good enough. No, I can't do it. So we're going to talk about some ways that you can change these things to have a great self-image of yourself, so that way you're able to go ahead and try new things and put yourself out there. So on page 11, the next paragraph talks about improving yourself and your self-image. So on the first paragraph, it says, although most of us have a general self-image, it is usually made up of a number of separate self-images relating to ourselves in specific situations. So if you had the spelling bee and you made it to the final round and you got that last word and you forgot one letter, you're going to kind of feel bad about yourself. You're going to down yourself. You're going to feel like, oh, I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I should have got that. So next year, when the spelling bee comes around again, you're going to think about last year and how you felt so bad about yourself and how you didn't give yourself enough credit. So when it comes to time to apply, if you want to be in a spelling bee, you're not going to do it. because you already have this self-doubt because last year you already downed yourself so much to where you feel like you're not good enough and you're not going to make it, you're not going to win, you're not going to make it to the last round. So on the second paragraph, it says there are several things you can do to improve your self-image and self-esteem. Without looking in the book, what do you guys think are some of the things that you can do to improve your self-image and your self-esteem?
Um, Talk positive about yourself a lot.
Positive affirmations. How many of you guys do that? Do you know what a positive affirmation is?
Ain't that's when you write good stuff about yourself and read it?
Yeah, there's called I am statements. So even though I'm an adult, I still do positive affirmations in the morning just to set the tone for my day. So you look in the mirror while you're doing your hair, brushing your hair, getting dressed in the morning, and it's a positive statement. I am special. I am smart. Um, I am positive. Anything where you feel like how I want to set the tone for my day. Those are things that you say. So already before you even leave the house, you already have this positive self tone. You already know that I'm about to go out and I'm about to conquer the world. So we're going to go ahead and turn the page to page 12. So we have a little assignment. So it starts with how I see myself. So you guys see that. And there's going to be a few things on here that we're going to fill in. So everybody got it? Okay. So we're going to describe yourself as you are now and then as you would like to be using 3 adjectives or short phrases for each situation. So for the first one, myself now, how do you see yourself with your friends? Give me an adjective or a phrase of who you are or how you see yourself when you're with your friends.
I'm kind of like the leader.
Okay, leader. You got another one?
I'm more mature.
Okay, mature.
I like
Give me-
to have fun all the time.
Okay, so you're the clown, you're the fun one. Okay, so we're gonna go with those 3. So a leader, you're the clown, you like to have fun, and then you're the mature one. So just think of those adjectives, how you see yourself. Is that the way you would like to be perceived to everyone else? Or is that a good positive self-image that you have of yourself? So on the other side, you're gonna write down myself as I would like to be. Because sometimes when we're with our friends, we feel that we have to be a certain way to fit in, that we may have to dumb down ourselves, that we have to be goofier than we are, that we have to go into situations where we really don't feel comfortable in order to fit in with these group of friends. And it's not really who you are. So I'll give you guys an example. With me, I would say with my friends, I am maybe the stubborn one. And when I say that, it's if I feel like we're deciding where we want to go, and I already have my mind set to this is what I want to do, I'm really not that lenient into their opinions and what they want to do. And my group of friends are so used to it, they're just like, all right, fine, we'll just go there. But who really wants to hang with a stubborn friend? Who really wants to always have to go along with one person? And so that's something that, I would like to change about myself. That's not something that I would like to continue to be. So in order to change that, you have to realize, okay, this is something that I may not like, that maybe, a lot of people probably won't go along with it, or I might upset my group of friends. So, and I don't like it within myself. So what ways can I change it? How can I change it? And when can I change it? Next, it has at school. So what are some adjectives or some phrases on how you see yourself, not with your friend groups, but how you see yourself at school?
Like if you're the smartest person in class.
Okay.
Or like my friends call me the teacher's pet because she always call on me.
Okay. So the teacher's pet. So is that how you view yourself as a teacher's pet, or how others view you?
That's how others view me.
Okay, and how do you view yourself at school?
I view myself as going to school and just doing my work so I don't get in trouble or get a bad grade.
Okay, so you just view yourself as a good student, that you do the things that you need to do to stay on task and to not get in trouble at school, right? Okay. So is that how you would like to be? How is that the good student? Is that how you want to see yourself in school?
Yeah.
What about the great student?
Yeah,
What about
I
that?
am. Yeah, I could be a great student. I just want to be good and not get in trouble.
Okay, so that sounds like you just want to skate on by, right? What about going the extra mile to apply yourself more? It's okay with being good and not getting in trouble, and that's great because who wants to get our cell phones taken, be on punishment in school? I know you guys hate that, so you don't want that. But what ways or what ways could you maybe change that to where you want to be the great student? How could you change that? What could you do? What do you think?
Maybe I can help my friends
Okay.
when they're struggling with something, and if I know it, I can help them.
Mm-hmm.
But not like I know it all, but this worked for me, and I can give them a trick that I use.
Okay. So, and then when you do that, there's other people watching. Your teacher's watching. So now, okay, I see that she was kind of skating along, really just making sure that she was getting her work done. But now, look at her. I see that she's helping others. She's giving them her little tips and tricks and everything. And so now, I look at you as a leader now. You're not just this good student, you're a leader. You're someone that I might want you to be in my club now, that I might nominate you for a special award because not only are you doing what you're supposed to do for yourself, you're extending yourself and helping others. All right, next one, at home. Now, how do you see yourself at home?
Um, at home, I do my chores. I listen to my parents, and
Okay.
I like playing with my brothers and sisters.
Okay, so just like a normal kid at home, playing with your siblings, just trying not to get in trouble, doing the things you're supposed to do, right?
Uh huh.
Okay, would you like to see yourself different? Or is that
No,
is that okay?
that's okay with me.
Okay, yeah, because who wants to get in trouble? Who wants to always argue with with your siblings? I have two little sister, one older sister, and believe you me, it's best with especially with all girls. Let's all just get along because it can go crazy with a house full of girls. Okay, and then in general, how do you see yourself? It's the last one.
Um, I see myself like a good person.
Hmm.
Well, great, like you said before, a great person. People want to be around me because I like to help out
Hmm.
and try to keep my friends out of trouble.
Okay, so with you, it seems like for how you are with your friends, at school, at home, and then in general, you're the same person. You want to do good. You want to help people. You want everybody to get along. You don't want to be in trouble. So it seems like you're the same person in each scenario wherever you go. But there are some people who feel like they have to be a different person in each scenario. Maybe when I'm with my friends, I'm super fun and I'm super goofy. But when I'm at school, I'm quiet. I'm focused on doing my work. I'm not the class clown. I'm shy. You know, I just do what I'm supposed to do. When I'm at home, it's my family. Everybody knows me. Now I can be even goofier than I am with my friends because this is my mom, my dad, my siblings, my cousins. They know a different side of me than maybe my friends even know. They have a million stories of me from yay high to how I am now. So I can be even more loose and at home with them. And then maybe in general, I kind of put all those into one to where, I'm quiet, but when the time comes, I can laugh and I can be goofy. And then when it calls for even more fun, I can really let loose and be the life of the party. So your self-image, it depicts how you are in each situation. Sometimes when you're at home, some parents are really strict and they feel that you have to be a certain way. My parents, my dad was more the disciplinarian. He was very strict. My mom was more, she was a cool parent. Not cool where, we would have slumber parties and boys would come over. Not that cool. But cool to where she was understanding of, at a certain age, you want to go to parties, you want to do certain things. But my dad, no way. So I'll give you an example. At home, when my dad was gone, because my dad was a truck driver, maybe like my middle school ages. So when he would be gone, let me go back. When he was home, I'm 12 years old, 13 years old, got my bike, and back then the thing to do was not Fortnite, was not Snapchat. It was to get on your bikes and go bike riding all over the South Side, and it wasn't dangerous. You see all your friends from school riding bikes. You get with your group of friends and you go riding bikes, and you got to be in the street because you got to cross streets. Who's going to be on the sidewalk? You're 12, 13 years old, so that's what we would do. But now it's time for my dad to come home, and guess what? We wasn't allowed to ride our bikes in the street. I was 13 and could not ride my bike in the street. So my dad, he had this brown van and it had purple tinted windows, and all my friends knew it. So we'll be riding our bikes and they were like, "Yo, dad coming." And I would have to hurry up and get on the sidewalk. And it's bumpy and it got cracks on it and kids are playing and my friends zooming around the corner and I'm just riding up and down the street on the sidewalk. So with my friends and with my mom, I could have more fun and be more loose. But when my dad came around, I had to go back into that structure and rules and this is what I have to do and this is what his idea of how I should act. So I had to play different roles even as a teenager and preteen because my father expected me to be one way and my mom was more lenient with us to be another way. So that this lesson was just to show you how you sometimes you have to be different people in different situations and how that can affect your self-esteem and your self-image or how your self-images cause you to be different people in different situations. On the next page, it says take in stock. So we're going to list our strengths and our weaknesses. Fun. Then at the bottom, we're going to list 5 things about yourself that you would like to change or improve. Rate how important it is to change each one. So who can give me one strength and one weakness?
My strength is I'm smart.
Okay. What's your weakness?
Um, I don't always speak up.
Okay. So your strength is you're very smart, and then your weakness is sometimes you're scared to speak up for yourself, or what do you mean when you say speak up?
For myself and for my friends.
Okay. All right. So, of course, the smart, you don't want to change that. You want to keep building upon that and get even smarter. So your weakness is that you want to learn how to stand up for yourself. So is your desire to change that? Is that something high, average, or low?
That's high, I
Okay.
think.
So do you know any ways where you can change that?
Um, just start like talking to my friends more, or even just if I see something wrong, I can say that's not right more.
Right.
Instead of just ignoring it.
So you give me some examples of your weakness and how you can change it. So I want you guys to go and I want you to write down your weaknesses and I want you to write down your strengths. Then I want you to take some time to look at those weaknesses and then I want you to grade them like we just did. Is your desire to change these? Is it high? Is it average? Is it low? And then once you have it rated, then I want you to take some time and really think about, okay, these are pretty high. For me, my stubbornness is high. What way can I change that? What things can I do? How can I be more accommodating to others, especially my friends group? So what we're going to do, and some things that are going to help us get to that, is we're going to learn how to set and achieve personal goals. So on page 14, at the top, it's going to give you some examples on how to set goals. So when you set goals, the first thing you have to make sure is that your goal is realistic. When I say realistic, I'll give you another example. For me, I am 5'10". So everybody thinks I play basketball. Nope. I tried out in the 7th grade and I made the team, but after the first practice, I quit. and I never went back. I played volleyball for a little bit, played softball, but never played basketball. So, an unrealistic goal for me would be to say, I want to be in a WNBA. The reasons why this goal is unrealistic. The main one, I cannot play basketball. I can't dribble. I can barely shoot. Another reason, I'm probably past the age to where somebody's looking at me to be in a WNBA. And then another one, I have very bad knees. My knees will not accommodate me playing basketball. I'm not run up and down nobody's court. So that is very unrealistic for me. For me to set that as my goal, I will fail. And then I'll feel bad about myself. I won't want to set another goal because I won't feel that I can achieve it. Now, with basketball, a goal for me that I can set that is realistic is I can learn how to dribble. That's something that's realistic. I know a lot of basketball players where I can have one of them, hey, meet me at the court and teach me how to dribble. That goal is realistic for me. So I want to make sure when you're setting these goals, you find a goal that is realistic for you. Number two, you pick a goal that is manageable. And when I say manageable, it's something that you can kind of break down in little increments. You wouldn't say that, oh, well, okay, my goal realistically is I said I want to learn how to dribble. Unmanageable would be by within an hour, I'm mastered dribbling. That's not realistic. It's not realistic for the amount of time that's managed for it. So, in order for me to have this realistic goal that is learning how to dribble, I can set up a realistic time frame. Okay, every Saturday for an hour, we're going to meet at the Y and you're going to teach me how to dribble. So, this is January the 6th. By April the 6th, I want to be very proficient in dribbling. By then, I should know how to dribble with both hands because I've given myself enough time to learn the basics. I've given myself enough time to have trial and error and enough time to a person to actually spend the time with me to learn how. Number three, pick a goal that is measurable. So, for example, how far you can jog. So you can tell whether you have achieved it and how much further you have to improve it. So, okay, I can't dribble with my right or my left hand. So, okay, I got my left hand. Okay, that's done. I got my right hand. So I'm measuring where I started because where I started, I couldn't dribble at all. Now I can dribble with my left hand a little bit. I can dribble with my right hand. Oh, now I can dribble in between my legs now. Like, you can't stop me now. Maybe you can't shoot and maybe you ain't running up and down the court, but I can stand there and I can dribble the ball. And then our last one is you want to pick something that is meaningful to you. So when I say meaningful, it's something that is important, something that is close to your heart, something that you really care about. So for me to say, I want to learn how to dribble, maybe it's meaningful to me because I have a son. And I know he's going to be tall like me. His father's tall, I'm tall, he's going to be tall. So I really want to learn how to dribble in case he wants me to teach him or he wants me to go to the court with him and I can show him a little something like, look what I can do. You didn't know I had this in me. To show him that this is your interest and I'm interested in it as well. So those four things, number one, a realistic goal. Number two, manageable. Three, measurable. And then a final one, meaningful, something that is important to you. And then also, we have a few tips on how to reach your goal. You got to have a positive attitude. Don't go into something already with the mindset, I can't do it. It's not going to work. I can say, oh, I'm 30, something, and I ain't learned how to dribble yet. I'm never going to do it. So am I really going to learn how? No, because I've already set my mind to fail. I've already set my mind that I cannot do it. The next one, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's all about the learning process. You're going to make a mistake. That's how you learn. That's how you grow. Embrace the mistakes. 3, if you don't reach a particular goal in your time frame, don't be upset. Give yourself more time because you never know what could have happened. You could have missed some practices. Anything can happen. So don't just give up because you haven't reached it in that time frame. Give yourself more time. Praise yourself Good job. You did great. Awesome. Give yourself an imaginary high five. Look in the mirror like, you did it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And then use your imagination. Envision yourself. I can actually see myself dribbling right now. I can see myself going in between my legs and everything. And my son looking like, all right, well, okay, I see you. I can envision that. So if you can envision it, your goal, then you're going to achieve it. And then another thing that I like to do, I'm a list person. I love to write things down. I like to write my goals down and I love to check them off because it makes you feel accomplished, like you've done something. So on page 15, and then this is for you guys to keep, to go back and look on, it has recording my progress. So you're going to put your goal down, whether it's a short term or a long term goal. A short term goal will be something that you can achieve within a few weeks, a few months. Something long term would be if you're a freshman in high school, your goal is to go to college. That's a long term goal. So we're going to concentrate on short term goals right now. So you're going to put your goal, today's date. If there's if my goal was to learn how to play basketball, there's different things that you have to learn. So the sub goal would be dribbling, learning how to shoot, learning the rules, because I don't know the rules. Some of them I know, but I can't tell you the rules for real in basketball. So those would be your sub goals. And then look at this. You check them off. Okay, date, this is January 6th. My first sub goal is I want to learn the rules. Okay, it took me a couple weeks. It took me a couple of books to watch, watching some videos, talking to some referees, talking to some